I'm sorry. Did you
And
say a war plan?
yeah,
I was in the
you know,
military,
you
and
know when
whenever
you,
we,
oh
yeah,
Lord,
well, I was in the military.
that explains a lot,
What
actually.
explains a lot.
Nothing.
Don't get off your
Thank
square, bro. Answer just
So I was in the military, and
PTSD.
when I mean, you brought it up. I didn't. I was in the military, and when the commander had a order, what you would call a war plan, nobody challenged what the commander said. You would
How'd
get
that work for
reprimanded.
him?
Huh?
How'd that work for him?
It worked perfectly. There was no pushback. There was no combativeness. Everybody had order, structure. And if you
Mm.
push back against the commander, you got reprimanded and relieved of your duties, or you got kicked out of the military. Just that simple.
Do you think he always had the best plan, or do you think that sometimes there was somebody on the team that had some input that might have been valuable?
It was never a thought. That's never in the mind of a soldier to have a better plan. We never think about better plan. You
DJ
take your order and
Solo.
you
That's
execute it.
unfortunate.
We didn't
No,
reserve anything in our minds
no, I
to
was in
be
the
conjuring
military.
up
It doesn't work like that.
an alternate
Oh,
plan against
chime
our
in,
command.
Aisha.
Go ahead. Y'all gonna just cut me off? I thought my
No,
mic was loud enough.
no. Actually, I was agreeing with Darwin. It doesn't work like that. I was in the Navy. You get your orders, you see what your orders say, and you do them. There is no, you follow a chain of command. There is, I mean, I'm sure that somewhere they're sitting around the table and deciding who does what, but like you receive your orders, you complete your orders. There is no go against anyone. Did it freeze?
I would double down and say if a commander came, especially in deployment situations, saying, "Hey, this is what we're gonna do. Y'all think this is okay? Y'all think that's fine? Y'all good with that?" He would lose everybody's trust, and everybody would shit themselves. Literally, you're in a
Do y'all,
situation where. Go
look, can I
ahead.
ask something? Does the military answer to anybody?
Yeah,
yes.
it's called chain of command.
So there's checks and balances.
There's a chain of command.
Okay. So just like our government, there's something we have called checks and balances, right? That's why we have three branches and we don't have a dictatorship. I would hate to live in a dictatorship. I don't know about y'all, but there's three branches of government for a reason. Is to make sure that nobody is being a ruler and dictating their agenda over everybody else. There's checks and balances, just like we have internal affairs. We got the CIA, we got the FBI overlooking, the local police authority. There should always be checks and balances to make sure we're doing what we're supposed to be doing, and that things are being justified. So again, whether we're in the military or not, there's always a checks and balances. And in your household, there's also balance created there, i.e. your wife or the mother of your children. That's your checks and balances. Check
Okay,
in.
I,
That's
I
it.
get what you're saying. I understand. There is a checks balance. You're absolutely correct. In the military,
It's not
you're
an
right. Yeah,
override, but it
yeah.
creates
There
balance.
there is a checks and balance. It's an order. You get an order, and the checks and balance is if you don't follow the order, you get your ass shot. That's the checks and balances. You die.
That's unfortunate.
So I think what DJ is talking about is she's speaking specifically about the U.S. government, whereas Bruiser is specifically talking about the actual military and who gives the orders beyond that. See, I think the thing is that while the commander gets to make that order and everybody has to follow, but the commander also takes 100% responsibility if what he decides to do fails. It doesn't fall on his soldier. If they follow his order to a T and they do exactly what they're instructed to do, if the effort fails, if something goes wrong, if somebody wind up coming up, being deleted, it falls on the commander who made the order. It doesn't fall on his troops. So yeah, he has 100% authority over whoever's underneath him, and then whoever's above him have 100% authority over him. But whatever decision is made by your what is it, the people
Superior.
underneath you, whatever
Yeah.
decisions are made by your superior
Superior
falls
officer.
on, yeah. So whatever consequences come of their actions, they fall 100% on the sword when things go wrong, and the people above them hold them accountable for their actions. Now, granted, in the military, they do, and I'm sure Bruiser can agree to this, they do get intel from their subordinates. So, i.e., hey, there's something, this is going on over here. I'm experiencing this over here. And then the commander makes a decision based off of what the people are saying. So if we're talking about a relationship, if the relationship goes the way Bruiser says that it should go, then yes, the wife will come to him and say, hey, I went to the doctor, our child needs XYZ. And then he would make the decision, be like, all right, go ahead and go do it. But if he says, oh, I don't want that child to take medicine, then, or you say, hey, look, the doctor said they recommend this, I really want to do this. And say he says, well, I don't want our child to get the medicine. I know this is an extreme.
No, it ain't, because my wife did that with a vaccination. I didn't want my sons to take a vaccine that was trying to push.
So
that makes sense.
So with that being said, if he decides against it and something happens to the child, I'm quite sure that Bruiser in this particular situation will take 100% responsibility for what happened to his child, because I made that decision for us. And she won't, and I guess that's basically what I'm saying. I don't think we need to explain any further than that. It's 100% authority also comes with 100% responsibility.
So Coco, what's your thoughts on this?
Well, first I wanted to say the reason why I was quiet earlier is because I don't have any kids. So I usually only speak from experience and personal knowledge, but I will say a question for the guys, because one, for some reason, someone on the panel, can't remember who, couldn't understand the difference between a husband and a father, which is two different roles. However, how do you see the difference when you guys assume that a woman should be wifey material when you first meet her? Do you believe that a girlfriend and a wife is two different roles as well? And do you understand or agree that technically she's not going to be a wife or act as a wife until
Can you say mother and a wife instead of, to keep it equivalent to the man, say mother and a wife instead of girlfriend and wife?
You said it.
Yeah, so I never really responded to that. I just wanted to let the conversation flow. But I believe women separating father from husband is a exploitation. It's a tactic to be able to justify having a child without getting married. There's a whole documentary, a whole books and shit on that. It was husband and father was never supposed to be two separate things. It wasn't supposed to be mutually exclusive. A father, and you was never supposed to be a father unless you were a husband. You was never supposed to be a mother unless you was a wife. As society went on, we kind of liberated and evolved to where we start making things acceptable. So now you can become a mother without being a wife now, and it becomes somewhat acceptable. But the two was never supposed to be exclusive from each other. It's just a way to make you feel okay. And now you stamp either one with different qualities and traits. So now you can identify as a father and a husband when you're supposed to be one complete person.
So do you feel that when men decide to leave their wife, girlfriend, or whatever, when they have a kid together, and they leave because they realize, well, like Sweeney said earlier, I believe, oh, she's a good mom, but she's not a good wife. Do you believe that that's an excuse that men use to get out of relationships when they have a kid with a woman?
No, I don't. I think it's a terrible excuse and it's unjustified.